So I realized going through my YouTube channel that I've never made a quick walk around video of the car. It's usually just been segments of drag racing or troubleshooting issues, but I've never really just walked around the car. So that's the point of this video. Sorry about the wind. It's October and it's a little bit windy out here by the lake. Anyway, as I'm sure you know by now, it's an 87 IROC Camaro. I've had it since February of 2000. So 20 years, 20 and a half years. High school car, college car. Used it, abused it. I'm the second owner. It was originally bought at Ayer Chevrolet over in Denville, New Jersey. And the woman who owned it treated it very well for all those years. But once she had some kids, she had to get rid of it. And I was 15, saved up tons of years of lawn cutting money, construction money, every dollar, and pretty much that's what I got when I was 15. Couldn't even drive it. It had a 305 with an automatic 273 rear, stock wheels. That's just the way it was. I enjoyed it, but I knew I wanted to modify it. I do appreciate people who keep cars period correct, but that's just not my style. So over the years, almost immediately throughout high school, I put different wheels on it. Did a quick paint job because some of the clear coat had cracked. Played around with some suspension stuff. Didn't really know what I was doing, but I just enjoyed it. Did a sound system at that time and some other features, but it was just a driver. After college, I was able to get a little 95 Jeep Wrangler. So this came off the road. My dad and I sanded everything down, got it prepped for paint. And that was, I think it was 2008. Yes, April of 2008 that this paint job was put on. We designed our own vinyl stripes. We weren't sure if we were going to paint them on, but we did them in vinyl. And they may change a little bit in the future, but that's our design that we did on the hood there. And then down low, we still incorporated the IROC-Z, but we shrunk it down and took the black and white, or black and silver stripe that used to go in a band all the way around the rocker panels on the car. We kept that theme, but just gave it a little modern touch. And again, this was 08, so my style's changed a little bit since then. We're probably going to update them in the coming years, but that hasn't been on the priority list. Big brakes up front. They're a C4 HD setup, which is a 13-inch rotor. Caliper is a PBR setup. It's on a 2-inch drop spindle. All UMI A-arms with Coney yellow struts up front. The rear suspension is all UMI and some Founders pieces, Founders components, all adjustable. Very well set up for now. And let's see, we have 12-inch C4 rotors in the back with the calipers there. The wheels are 18 by 10 up front, or 18 by 8 up front, my fault, and 18 by 10 in the back. Hidden valve stems. They're a Bose forged wheel. I went with the Nitto tires at the time. This was 5 years ago. And then I'm probably going to get a set of BFG Rivals when I'm due for tires. I do autocross the car, especially street drive it. I don't own a trailer. Let's see, fiberglass hood. We welded up the antenna hole. The car's lowered 2 inches in the front, 1.25 inches in the rear. Did a battery relocation in the back. On-off switch to kill the battery, which is NHRA rules. Yeah, let's see. Interior, I do like the stock appearing interior, but I needed a little bit more sportier seats, so I went with the bucket seat here. Kind of an off-brand, but they've held up well for 8 years. I built my own sliders, lowered the seats down a little bit. They do have good headroom. Let's see, the nitrous is still there from its setup on the old motor. I probably went through about 30-something tanks of nitrous with the old 305, and it was fun. But with the new motor, I haven't plumbed it up yet. I've just been dealing with this motor, naturally aspirated this year, and loving it. This upcoming winter, the plans are, of course, for a roll bar, since I'm running 1180s now, and who knows, I'm going to the track, I'm going to ACO on Friday. Maybe I'll dip down to 1170s, 1160s. I'll need a roll bar if I go anything under 1150, so I'm getting close. Any shot of nitrous on this motor is definitely going to put it under 1150s, so we're going to end up doing a roll bar. More of a street bar though, not a cage. It'll just be a hoop, 2 down bars to the trunk, and then some swing outs in here that will go there to there, and I'm going to make them removable so that I don't really have them in most of the time, and I could just put them in as soon as I'm ready to go to the track. Got a sound system in the back. It's, man, probably 14 years old. It still thumps, it does its job, but the motor just sounds so good. I'm not really concerned about the audio as much as I used to be in my younger years. But it's good. 212s with a Boss amp, nice setup on a plate, and then just the regular like CD player. Since I don't have an antenna, because I don't like to scroll through commercials or radio stations, it's just a CD player and some 6x9s and 4x6s for the Pioneer stuff. It's got a B&M Mega Shifter attached to a Pro-Built Automatics 700R4, which is based out of California. Dana's a good guy. They built this trans to handle about 750 horsepower to the crank, about 775 torque, and on nitrous that's probably pretty close to where I'm going to be. Grant steering wheel, shift light, Holley sniper, display right there, my nitrous controls, power trunk, power windows, button on there for the nitrous activation. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the interior. The rear is a Mosier 12 bolt. I had them build that for me. It's a 3-inch axle tube, 355 gear rear gear ratio, 355s. It's got a True Track Ford ends and 33 spline axles. Drive shaft is by Denny's. It's a 3-inch with chrome ollie. It's probably the highest horsepower rated thing on this car. They said it's good till 1500 horse. Again, fiberglass hood. This was this year's project. The engine, it is built by Nyes Racing. They're out of Muncie, Indiana. They do some really good crate motors, big block, small block stuff. And this is a 406 cubic inch small block, Dart SHP block, Dart 215 Pro 1 heads, comp roller cam, forged Cali's Compstar crank, Cali's Compstar rods, Molly pistons. Rings are gapped for nitrous. When they built the motor, I told them I will be spraying nitrous. It's got a Victor Jr. manifold on it, roller rockers. Those are Crane 1.5. Holley Sniper EFI, which I'm really loving. I'm getting used to it, and it's really fun. I data log, play with the tune. I have a tuner who's based out of Texas, and he can remotely look at some stuff, and he can make changes too. I had a problem with my MSD ignition. That was an issue for a while. Got it all sorted out, but that used to be the MSD distributor along with the CD box, which was a digital 6, and now I've switched over to the Sniper Hyperspark. I have a couple videos on that. The motor made 531 horse and 513 to the crank back in February. Since then, I threw on a spacer, and I think with the motor breaking in a little bit, it's actually picked up a little bit. So maybe 540 horse. Aluminum radiator, dual fans, electric fans. I don't need a shroud. I actually run really cool. Usually the 175 to 185 temp range, which is awesome. Got a power junction block here for hooking up a timing light or any power accessories that I need to do if I ever need to jump the car. Distribution block, some fan relays, high output alternator. There's a Power Master starter down in there, all heat wrapped and shielded. High volume water pump. What do we got? I forget the name or the brand of the power steering pump. CRV or CVR. Yeah, the air cleaner I take off when I'm racing. I got the UMI adjustable strut mounts up front, caster, camber, poly motor mounts. I kept the stock K-member. I like that. It's fine, it works good, it's strong. No front plate, no fog lights. This is off a 70.5 or 71 Camaro. All blinkers work, all lights work. I drive this thing in the rain if I get stuck in the rain. Wipers, all that stuff. I have adjustable proportioning valve. That is awesome because I could dial in the rear brakes when I go autocrossing. Yeah, all in all, the car is very fun to drive. I think it's well set up. I mean, I'm the one who set it up, and I definitely like it. This winter, we'll see about the budget and what timing I have, but it's probably going to be that 6-point roll bar, as well as an actual long tube header, probably 1 7/8 diameter, and then a 3.5 or 4-inch exhaust. And then, of course, once all that's in place, I will just wire and plumb up the nitrous. Half of it's there. I mean, the bottle's there, the electronics are good, but I need to run the solenoids under the hood, figure out a way to mount them nicely without them being so in your face. Somewhere down around the sniper in the intake, and then just plumb the lines through the firewall. I got all low-car components for the linkages, as well as the locking dipstick tube for oil, locking dipstick tube for the trans, just for safety, in case in case some pressure happened and it wanted to blow out, they're locked in place. Yeah, this thing runs, it's good, it's fun, it starts up no problem. I enjoy it. Since February, I have just under 2,700 miles on the motor, probably 8 days at the drag strip, 3 autocross days, and in the next month I plan on doing at least 1 or 2 drag strip days, maybe an autocross, a couple more car shows. Won a bunch of trophies already this year, but it sounds good. Let's fire it up, and I'll close the video out. So that's it. Just want to do a quick little walk around recap video, how the car sits. It's October of 2020 and it's a fun car. I enjoy it very much.